Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. Very soon.
Welcome to The Launch with Tim Vasquez. Marketing expert Tim Vasquez soars through the world of business marketing to get right to the bottom of what it takes to make a business boom. From small startups to colossal corporations, this is The Launch.
And a very pleasant good morning on this Friday morning. Kind of a chilly morning here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. When I see chilly, it's under 90 degrees. So everybody's got their parkers and fur coats, and I mean, it's practically a blizzard out here. You're listening to Launch with Tim Vasquez. Heard of the Real News Communications Network every Friday Central Time. Zach, how are you this morning?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Getting a good laugh?
Yeah, actually, it was kind of funny. So, yeah, I live for those moments. So, great show today. Oh, by the way, say hi, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
There we go.
Hey,
we got a show.
yes.
There we go. All right, so I got a great show this morning. The lovely and talented Karen Lucchese is with me this morning, and you can't see her on Facebook Live, but you can see her on YouTube. I'll do the show replay on YouTube that you guys can see later on. She's a wonderful person. Anybody that remembers the group in this area that knows the name Lucchese in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that knows the name Lucchese, well, her daddy is Frank Lucchese, a charming man who still signs autographs to this day, right? I mean, he's still getting stuff to this day. So, in fact, that's the only word you're going to get in is yeah and
I know it. I know you. Yes.
Yeah, take over. So, but it's so cool that because she grew up in the baseball business, and I mean, as a child, she grew up around the Rangers and saw everything that goes on with this type of industry. But that's not the only thing that she's doing, though. She's also got a product that a beauty line product, skincare products and stuff. And we're actually before the end of the second break, she's going to put a little makeup on me because Lordy knows I need it. I mean, I'm glowing right now. My skin is just, she goes like, oh my gosh, Tim. I said, do you just have a mask I could just wear? And she goes, I'll take care of you. And I said, great. So we're going to talk about women's entrepreneurship, what it means for a woman to be basically with the baseball stuff that she's going to be doing. We're going to talk about that. It's like a woman in a male-dominated industry. And she's kind of breaking some barriers with, by the way, no help from her daddy. I mean, it's great that she's got the name Lucchese, but she's done this all on her own, right? I mean, basically, It's been kind of like that. So we're going to talk about those things, but right now, let's have a little bit of fun. So you grew up around the Texas Rangers. That was kind of your life, is sports and the baseball and how. I mean, you just kind of grew up in the industry. You kind of got a background view, though, about what baseball's all about. Let's talk about that a little bit. What did you see that made you want to become tell your position for this company that you're doing right now.
The company now, I'm one of the principals in a pro franchise that is the stadiums are being built now. So we're going to be in Texas, Colorado, New Mexico.
You got four stadiums right now in Texas that are under your tutelage, basically. You used to help run the Grand Prairie Air Hogs.
The Air Hogs, the Cats, the Laredo.
Right, all the big names. And I grew up in Grand Prairie, so I'm a big Air Hogs fan.
Yeah,
they even got their championship hats still.
Remember? I was there then.
Oh, well, how come we never ran each other?
Yeah, I've got the ring.
Okay. You got more than I do.
The pennant ring, yeah.
You got more than I got. But how tough was it, though? I'm kind of changing formats a little bit, but I mean, how tough was it to again, when you decide to venture off in this, in being involved in baseball, in the building of stadiums, and running organizations, running some of the teams, you're a female. And this is males. This is baseball.
Yeah.
You know, girls, just play softball, girls. What business do you have being involved in baseball? You had a good name, but it didn't help you really, did it? Having Lucchese didn't help you all the time.
No. I think starting out in the business, I started out on a level as a vice president and worked my way up through owning liquor licensing rights and then getting into the franchising and any woman or man entrepreneur, you have to have drive and passion. You have to have faith to believe you can do it. And, my theory was always, even though I'm a woman and I'm up against all males in the industry, basically, you just fight to continue on.
It was kind of a beating, though, wasn't it? I mean, guys probably treated you as a second-class citizen. In sports,
sometimes.
it's like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that, and it's unfortunate.
Wouldn't take you serious enough.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I covered the Cowboys for 20 years,
Yeah.
and I saw how some of the players and even some of the people in organizations and even some other reporters would treat other female reporters, and completely unfair. I always thought, 'cause it's like they're just doing a job like everybody else,
Yeah.
and why don't you give them as much credit for what they're doing as everybody else? What type of obstacles did you have though when you got these partnerships and the way some people treat you? What were some of the pushbacks that you had?
The partnerships, I've always had fantastic partners on partnering levels.
Right.
But as far as, building the business, my end of it was non-traditional revenue streams, bringing that into the stadiums for year-round revenue, and the sponsorship and the different avenues that way. So sometimes you have challenges because some men that you deal with
Right.
won't take you as serious.
Right. And by the way, don't be shy about talking like that, because I can tell it's like, no, be politically.
Yeah.
Listen, this show's not about being politically correct. It's about being
Yeah.
right. And unfortunately, like I said, it's some of these douches that are out there would treat women like that. And frankly, I'm the first one to get up there and go like, really? Are you scared of her? Is that the reason you're treating her like that?
I think sometimes men in either business or personal can be intimidated if you have a strong woman going after things,
Right.
and that can be an intimidation.
So how did you overcome those type of obstacles?
I didn't let it bother me, and I just kept on going.
But what do you tell?
It didn't.
But what do you tell women though that like they want to strike off on their own, and maybe maybe they work for a company, and obviously they have to play some sort of politics because they don't want to lose their jobs. But but what do you tell a woman that's like,
you have to be determined. If someone tells you no, or tells you can't do this because you are a woman or you are not qualified or whatever the case is, you need to have determination. Determination and a vision. You can get it. You can make it. You can do it. So just pushing forward. Don't give up. I could have given up many times
Right.
with many different business ventures I've done since I was 20.
wow.
But you get knocked down and you push forward.
And you're only 25 now.
I'm
so it's
only 25,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's a few years. But I found a great quote, and it's called, "Don't be intimidated by what you don't know. That could be your greatest strength and ensure that you do things differently from everyone else."
Exactly.
And so, but women, again, it's like, and
I think women sometimes think outside the box more.
I think they do too.
With me, I'm a visionary, and I think outside the box. I'm not set on this is the way things have always run. This is the way things they need to run. Go outside that box and create what you want. And I think women are a little more creative than men. I hate to say,
But they're more scared. But they're more scared.
Some, but your strong women are not. If you have that drive, then
How do you get that drive?
it's a passion. You just have that drive. You have to build the confidence and know you can do it. Don't let other people intimidate you. You intimidate them.
Right. There we go.
I mean, it's
And some people would say, men particularly would say, well, she's being a bitch. And I hear that all the time. It's like, really? And again, I always find it from the guys that are of weaker character or of weaker self-worth that feel like that. Because, as you said, a strong woman is scary for some of them.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on this a little bit more about you're talking about taking chances and doing different things
you
and being
have
out
to do
there. I want to talk about that a little bit more because women, I think, again, have these wonderful creative ideas, but they're scared to take action on that. So you're listening to Lunch with Tim Vasquez, heard every Friday, real on the Real News Communication Network. My special guest this morning, Karen Renee Lucchese, who's got her own product line and runs a bunch of baseball stadiums. A little bit more after this.
Please keep all hands and feet inside the podcast. More of The Launch coming up next.
Hi, my name is Jerry Acuff. I'm the CEO of Delta Point in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been called the Dale Carnegie of the 21st century, and my expertise is really in how do you build a valuable business relationship, leadership, especially leadership in turbulent times, and lastly, how do you achieve selling greatness. I'm the author of 4 best-selling business books, including The Relationship Edge in Business and Stop Acting Like a Seller and Start Thinking Like a Buyer. One is relationship building. How do you build relationships? How do you maintain relationships? And how do you leverage relationships? We're going to get 70% of our jobs in our lifetime based on our network. And if we don't intentionally build our network, then we're not going to be successful. This book teaches you how do you do that when it's not easy. Stop Acting Like a Seller is a book about how do you think like a customer, and by thinking like a customer, have significantly greater success than if you think like a seller. If you'd like to know more, just go to jerryacuff.com, and you can certainly buy the books on amazon.com.
You're listening to The Launch with Tim Vasquez on RNCN.
Wow, my special guest this morning, Karen Lucchese, is in a partnership about running a bunch of baseball stadiums. Right now, she's got four being built. In a few more years, 8 years, she's going to have 19 stadiums in and around Texas. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. Female running in a man's world and being the boss, being large and in charge. Isn't there a TV show like that? Something about somebody, Charles in Charge? I'm going to call it.
I think there is.
Yeah, I'm going to call Renee in charge.
I don't know. I bet an alternate title for The Biggest Loser was Large and in Charge, right?
Oh, I don't want to be that. No.
That would have been a show. That makes sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Lewis, our entertainment this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be here all week. So I just said a quote there. I got another one for you. Option A is not available. This is from Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg. Option A is not available. So let's kick the poop out of option B.
Yeah.
She didn't say poop.
And that's determination.
It is.
I mean, that's being relentless. Be relentless. Take the step, move forward, think out of the box.
But how do you do that, though? Because one of my big themes about this show is you dip your toes into the water. The example is this. So you're a child, and your parents take you to the pool for the first time so you can go swimming. And you are scared to death as a child to even get in the water. But you gradually go in, and then you realize, it's not that bad. Dipping your toes, and then also you jump all in. But how do you take that step to do that? I mean, you had to take steps.
I think with me, I built up a passion before I took the step. So I knew when I was 15 years old, my vision was building, creating deals, moving forward that way. So I think if, build a passion. Say, I'm going to build a passion. My passion is this. And you build it, and you think about it, you build it. You have the faith you can do it. You go after it. You have the determination, and you accomplish that vision.
Did you have mentors, or did you read up on this stuff? Or?
I mean, with me, I learned from mistakes. I learned from jumping into businesses. I didn't go to college. I jumped into my first business, owning it. It boomed. I made a mistake. I lost $80,000 here, but then I turned around. I knew what not to do, and then I went on further to the next one and next, and kept on growing. So, you have to just have that passion to take that step. Don't say, "Oh, I don't know if I can do it," and start tippy-toeing into it.
Right.
You have to build that passion up and then go for it.
Okay, so you mentioned money. You lost $80,000. So I think a lot of fear for people trying to do businesses is like, how do I get the money for this? Did you go to angel investors? Did you go to the bank? I mean, did you did you run out your credit cards?
No, my first business, I bought a small salon in Las Colinas, about 15,000 square feet, and I had saved money flipping properties. Foreclosure market was open, flipped properties, doubled them, had a little money saved. I was available to purchase this place, and I was $20,000 short. So I went to an uncle, and
you are Italian,
I
by
went
the way.
to my uncle
So
Meatball.
Like,
that was his name.
Hey,
so I went to him and I said, "This is my whole plan. I know I can do it. I can do it." And I said, "I need a credit line." So he gave me that credit line of what I was short, and I built it. And then I kept on going and going, and within 2 years, bought a place twice as big. Within 2 more years, went from 3,000 square feet to 30,000 square feet.
Wow!
So it grew and grew and grew, but I knew I could do it.
But you went to a family member in order to get that,
to get a $20,000 credit line.
Right.
But there are so many avenues out there for women. There's so much funding that women don't realize. Women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses. There is a vast amount of funding out there on the market,
How do
and
they-
it's not being used.
How do they find? Do they just Google that, like funding
Google
for women?
that, and they're the Business Association for Women, but Google it. I mean, there's so much out there,
Okay, so
that's not being utilized.
So again, basically, if you're like funding for women entrepreneurship, funding for women's businesses, how do
Yeah.
I fund a women's business?
Yeah,
those are keywords.
Google it and go to
Google
it
that.
because and it's not, a situation where you have to have A1 credit and you have to have a history of having this type of business, but it's a chance for women to get out there.
Right, and there are groups
So-
out there also like I don't know if you've heard of SCORE. They're kind of nationwide, but they have retired business people that do it for free. That will help you put a
Yeah.
business plan together in order to make that presentation to get the funding that you're looking
Yeah.
for. So. Getting out of the funding aspect, because I think that's a big fear. How do I fund my fund my business? I don't want to just quit my job.
Yeah.
And then I have nothing left. Would you suggest that people keep their jobs and maybe build it up part-time, their passion part-time?
It depends on what type of business it is. If you're going to go full force in a business, I would have reserve to cover your finances, what you would normally cover, and then obtain your financing and go full force with it. Because the worst mistake to make is to have a full-time job and you have the opportunity to grow this business vastly and you're being bogged down at work or a project is due at work and you phase away from it. And
Right.
that's how a lot of businesses fail. So I think you have to go full force in most situations.
It's also not being distracted, because I think part of it
Yeah.
is that you can put too many irons in the fire.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and not being focused is going to be a huge detriment to you.
Yeah.
Write it down. Take care of one thing at a time, right?
Yep, and be focused. If this is what you want to do, then go for it 100%.
Right.
Drive it. Don't give up. Drive it. If you thought, okay, it was going to be doing better by now, don't get discouraged and go hide in a closet.
Right.
Say, hey, okay, let's change it. Let's change the platform. Change this. Let's go for it. Go
kinda,
further.
It's kind of cool because you said when you first started and you made an $80,000 mistake,
Yeah.
which is devastating in and of its own right.
And that time it was in the early 90s.
Oh my gosh!
So
yeah.
it was a lot.
But a lot of people, I think, just given up at that point. Why did you keep going?
I kept going because that's what my passion was. I knew it could succeed. I made the mistake of one thing that did that. So it's not like the business was failing. The business was bringing in $500,000 a year. So yeah, it was a little mistake, but
Right.
from it I learned. It's almost like you get street smart. So you learn from your mistakes
But Karen,
and you grow.
But Karen, you don't got the life I've got. I got a mortgage to pay. I'm a single mother.
I did
too.
too.
I got 3 kids. I got a slovenly ex who doesn't support me. That deadbeat yada. So how do I overcome those things that are happening in my life? Those faults that are going on in my life. How do you overcome those?
You just have faith and keep on pushing forward.
Doesn't it help to have a support group that's
a
there
support
for
group.
you?
Yeah, and be prepared. Like when you start in business, build a relationship with the bank, and build that relationship. And if you do get into a situation, you're on a personal level with your banker. Like I was on a personal level, and I said, hey, this is a situation. This happened, and I have an order of $30,000 coming in, being delivered. Can I get a credit line? You have a history with the bank. Boom, it's done.
Oh, I got
So-
a history with the bank.
So build a good relationship with your banker.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the baseball. We gave some inspirational tips here.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have some personal inspiration.
Okay.
Elle Marie, we're going to talk about your beauty line in the next segment. But I was like complaining because I got junk all over my face and whatever. And I said, did you bring makeup this way? She goes, yeah. I said, okay, great. So While we're live, still, go ahead and start putting this on me. I'm going to talk about this, and then we'll go to the break, and then coming out of the break, I'll tell you what happened with all this. So, what is it you're going to put on me?
I'm going to put a Cryo-Ice mask on you, which is going to kind of mini freeze your face.
Oh my!
But it helps.
Some people would say they want to mini freeze my mouth. So
hey, we can do that.
Oh, thank you. Oh, gee whiz. So, all right. So anyway, Karen's going to put one of her product lines on me. We're going to go to a break, and then coming out of the break, you're going to see what's happened to me after that. If you're on Facebook Live, or you'll get to see it on YouTube.
Talk with us on it.
Oh yeah, I will. I'll be glad to. It'll be funny. I'll be like Phantom of the Opera with that. So you listen to Live with Tim Vasquez, heard every Friday on the Real News Communications Network. My special guest this morning, woman entrepreneur. I want to nominate her Woman Entrepreneur of the Year, Karen Lucchese. We'll be right back after this.
Fasten your seatbelts. More of The Launch coming up.
Hi, I'm Zach Sams, Executive Vice President for Kensington Vanguard National Land Services here in Dallas, Texas. In the last 11 years, I've been nothing but in the real estate industry. So I've been developing business in the title industry, recruiting new people, opening new offices, bringing our clients over. Most of the title companies that are in DFW are nationally publicly traded companies. They're controlled by a board and their stock price. We do not have just multiple layers of management. We're not publicly traded. We're privately owned. We are the largest independent national title company in the country. We want to bring the highest customer satisfaction experience, but at the same time, we want to bring the highest employee experience to our employees. If you want to know more about our company, you can find us at kvnational.com, kv-lonestar.com, or by email at zsams@kvnational.com.
You may now resume moving about the cabin. This is The Launch with Tim Vasquez on RNCN.
Okay, so first of all, I want to give two things real quick. Clay Dobson, one of my friends and amazing guy, spearheaded a local group here in Dallas to go to take care of I know it looks funny on Facebook Live when I'm talking about this, but I'm just telling you, Clay Dobson, again, many blessings to you. Everybody that helped with you, and you spearheaded a huge group going down to Houston to help with the people down there for Harvey. Again, just huge props, man. Again, just big time props. Now, me saying it, if you're looking at it only on Facebook Live, and you'll also see this on YouTube, me saying all this seems silly, but I'm telling you. So what I've got on, what is it I've got on now?
It's a cryo-infused ice mask.
Okay, that's Karen Lucchese telling me this. So this ice mask, yes, this is like going into one of those chambers that like super freeze you. And
Cryo.
stuff like, yeah, a cryo chamber. Yeah. Oh my God. So she's put this on, and I screamed like a little girl because it was cold. I mean, Zach's like, everybody's laughing at me.
Tim, you look like a superhero.
Yeah, and the few times that Matt even sparks, he even smiled. It's like, oh my God, if I make Matt smile, that's great.
That's an accomplishment.
So if you're looking at me right now on Facebook Live or YouTube, I mean, so this mask, it is freezing cold. But what's it supposed to do?
What it does is detoxes, but also
oh my God, I need a body.
You need a lot of that.
Yeah, I need a body wrap for that.
It's for inflammation and rosacea, which you have rosacea.
I do have
redness.
rosacea, yeah.
So it helps with all that. Anti-aging fine lines. So it is a multi-purpose mask, and it actually stays cold for 20 minutes.
Oh my God, it's still. I know it's still cold now. It's been on for 3 or 4 minutes.
And what's nice is it's, if you can feel it's sticky,
so
you can get up and
You know what I'm going to do after the show?
What are you going to do after the show?
I'm just going to keep this on.
Keep
walk
it on.
out.
Do it.
And have people. But I'm going to be like walking like Lurch from,
Yeah.
So,
Just try to lock eyes with people in the hallway.
So this is part of your beauty line, Elle Marie
part of
Beauty.
it, yeah.
So let's talk about that. I mean, it's not a side business. This is another thing that you're doing besides the baseball. I mean, you travel all the time. Whenever I try to contact you, you're always in Laredo or Waco or Royce City. Speaking of which, Royce City has got a Ranger Illuminati, big time, big guy.
Excited.
Everybody remember Bump Wills? Anybody remember Bump Wills?
Great guy.
What's Bump doing now?
He is we just named his manager as the Royce City Griffins. So he is the manager, and I was really excited because my father brought him up in the minors through the to the Rangers to make it to big leagues.
Yeah.
And so
how serious can you be talking to me, looking at me like this?
Oh, I can.
But I just thought it was the coolest thing that you got Bump Wilds. I mean, anybody that grew up in this Dallas-Fort Worth area, Rangers, Frank Lucchese, we remember Bump Wilds, just one of the big time names that they grew up in the organization too. So it's really cool that you got people like that in. So I'm so excited for that aspect of it. But I really want to talk about the Elle Marie Beauty. So all right, so it's a bit of a venture for you. We just started working together on this product line, and I'll tell you after the show my successes and failures on my own end about this, because it's like I didn't realize, because I'm a guy. It's so but it's like the makeup world is so competitive.
Yeah.
So what makes yours stand out than other people's?
Than others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours is we took a couple years to research it, and worked with our chemists and scientists at a lab. And the void in the market was booster infusions, which is the infusions are pure peptides and botanical actives. On the market, if you buy a cream, it might have 1% of a peptide. These are all pure peptides. So the mask you have on is infused, and then afterwards we actually spray a skin shield. The worst things for sun damage is pollution and the sun. So this has anti-aging peptides in it with a skin shield. So everything is based around the nutrients we put in our body, we're putting on our skin. The SPF tinted anti-aging moisturizer is filled with antioxidants and berries and milk lipids, chemical free.
So this product line, it's I don't want to say maybe with the word holistic is maybe I don't know if that's the right word or not.
Well, it's based on that theory. Back many years ago, I was actually diagnosed with lupus, and I went through a lot of alternative medicine and learned about what I need to be putting in my body. And the theory of that I applied to this with my partner, and Mike Edwards. We worked together on this jointly.
Mike's a great guy.
He is. And this is bringing everything to your skin. So your milk is a nourishment to your body, to your skin. Strawberries, watermelon has 6 antioxidants in it. This has that. So it's that theory, but making it in a pure concentrated form.
So the market, so when it basically changed, I don't want to say changed your life, but you realize there was a need out there for this type of product to go, because and there's nothing wrong with any of the, personally, I don't know any product line that's a bad product line. You don't promote a bad product line and be in business for a while.
Yeah.
But this is a different approach to this same genre, the same field about skin care and anti-aging and moisturizers and stuff. Is it because of the fact that people are getting tired of doing the other type of makeup type of applications that they should be going to this route? Because you talk about detox. Yeah.
And there are a lot of boosters on the market, but again, it's a booster that is watered down with fillers with maybe 1% of active in it. This is all active. So when you get this, you're dropping it, patting it on your face, and it's like a supercharged infusion.
So it makes.
This is very concentrated.
Does it like your face tingle, or what happens?
No, it doesn't tingle. Like right now, it's cold.
Oh, it's cold.
That one is cold.
Lordy.
But with these, even if you have a favorite cream and it doesn't have the properties in it to help with fine lines and inflammation, you can take our boosters and put it in the cream, and it turns your $30 cream into a $150 cream.
Oh wow! So how can they get a hold of you? How can they get a hold of this product line?
They can go to the website at ellemariebbeauty.com.
Okay.
www.ellemariebbeauty.com.
Now you're running a special though too. It's like
Okay. It's free shipping, $10 off each product. Now.
Yeah, so every singular product you're getting 10 bones off and free shipping. I'm a big fan of free shipping. I'll be honest with you. I don't care if it's like it's just a personal thing. I'll look at something that's like $5 for shipping, I won't get it.
Yeah.
I just won't.
Yeah.
But if I get free shipping, I'll spend money. I'll absolutely spend money. Again, how do you get a hold of it again?
www.ellemariebbeauty.com.
ELLE BEAUTY
Ella Marie Beauty.
Okay, got it. Okay,
.com.
great. So I'm going to post that on Facebook.
Okay.
I'll post it on YouTube so we can get that. Again, Karen, thank you so much for your tips and advice
Sure.
for women entrepreneurs. Again, you've got great things coming up ahead of you with the
Yes.
baseball and certainly with this product line. I'm just so excited. My face is frozen. It literally is frozen right now. I can't wait to see me on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. I look like Phantom of the Opera. So there's your image. You're listening to Lunch with Tim Vasquez. Heard every Friday on the Real News Communications Network. We will talk to you next Friday. By the way, it's birthday month. So we're going to celebrate next weekend.
All right. That'll be great.
I'll bring something to detox.
Yeah, we'll blow it out.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everybody.
You're listening to RNCN, the digital destination for premium talk radio.